Dan Kimmel, or Daniel M. Kimmel, film critic, author, lecturer. My favorite all-time film is Annie Hall. I have probably seen that movie more than any other. I have a love-hate relationship with Woody Allen, especially over the last 15 years or so, but at his great period, and this was the start of his great period, Annie Hall is just, to me, probably the best film ever about love and about the end of a romance. Oh, least favorite film. Well, obviously, the least favorite film I've reviewed in the last few years is Bridesmaids, which I thought was an abomination. But when people ask me, usually what they ask me is, what's the worst movie you ever saw? And it's hard to quantify that, but the answer I give them is this badly made, badly dubbed Spanish ripoff of Night of the Living Dead, which I think was called something like Burial Ground. And it was so bad that when the zombies were reaching out for the people, you could see the makeup line on their wrists. They didn't go all the way up on the arm. And when the house lights came up, somebody saw me taking notes and said, "Are you a critic?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Could you warn people about this?" Why am I doing this? Well, it beats digging ditches. Actually, the story I love to tell is years ago at the old Orson Welles cinema, the late lamented Orson Welles cinema. We were at a press screening, and the lights went down. And during the screening, the bulb blew in the projector, and we're all sitting there waiting for them to fix the projector and start telling the story how we became movie critics. We all told the same story. It was dumb luck. I was in the right place at the right time. I was an unemployed lawyer. I had an opportunity to work on a city council campaign. If that guy had won, I'd be at Boston City Hall today. Instead, I got an opportunity to write a local newspaper, and I didn't look back. 3D. You know, we've been going through this 3D cycle now for 4 or 5 years. I have seen exactly 2 movies that were worth seeing in 3D and worth paying extra for, and that was Avatar and Hugo. And that was because both of them were made by really good directors who shot the movies in 3D. Even good films, even films I've liked, have not been worth doing in 3D, like Up, or the recent Star Trek film, or, you know, it's just like, you don't need it, and most of these movies are done post-production anyway. I tell people, don't waste the money on the 3D, and I wish enough people would get that message that the studios would stop it. What's giving me hope is that there are some good filmmakers out there who are making some interesting movies. Now, I'm looking ahead, so like for the summer of 2013, and everybody's all excited, oh, there's all these superhero movies coming out. I'm excited that Neil Blomkamp, who did District 9, has his first new film coming out in Elysium. I enjoyed Simon Pegg as Scotty in Star Trek Into Darkness, but I'm excited he's back with Nick Frost, and they're doing The World's End, which is coming out at the end of the summer, which is going to be in the spirit of their Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. So there's, what's his name? Guillermo del Toro has a new film coming out as well, and this is a guy who goes back and forth between, Hollywood movies and art house films, but he has a real affinity for science fiction, horror, fantasy, and it comes out in his films. So I'm glad that there are people who really care about the movies they make who are getting the chance to make movies. Anything else? Read my books. I like to talk about science fiction movies. Of course, I've written about romantic comedies. I've written about the Fox Broadcast Network. But this is my book, Jar Jar Binks Must Die, and Other Observations About Science Fiction Movies. It was nominated for a Hugo Award, which, as I like to joke, is another way of saying I lost. And this is my first novel. Shh, it's a secret, a novel about Hollywood aliens and the Bartender's Guide. It's about a studio making the first movie with an actual space alien in it.